guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. This is the rise of Cornoe and we are moving people around a little bit more effectively and we are starting to see much bigger numbers ready to go in a lot of these different locations. I am happy to report, well, this one isn't actually filling up, but anyway, we've got big... Is this oh, I might have assigned a new ship to it, so it's just making a start. So multiple ships onto this line now. We've got 2 ships on those lines to start bringing things in. Now, I did say we were going to start expanding, and we will definitely be expanding a little bit more in this area. It's going to run out of winter fairly soon, so I think that's probably it. We will go into that in a minute. When we get into summer. This is Technical University. Let's just have a quickly look. Gas power plant, wind power. I think let's get the nuclear reactor up and running, the research for it at least. And one thing that I did think we should have a bit of a look at is our money is not in healthy shape, right? We can't be spending stuff all the time. So what we need to do is let's have a look at where we have access to uranium. And unfortunately, nowhere near. So I guess our easiest access, right? If I click it here, our easiest access to uranium is going to be in here. If we continue this journey here, we could even do a small little town on the other side here of Vasistavi, but do a bit of a uranium industry in this area. I kind of like the idea of doing that. That's because we've got the uranium nearby, right? Lots and lots of it. So let's have a bit of a look. If we find ourselves moving over there, right? So where is our... Oh, don't get drunk. Okay. So there's Lesa. There's the Vasistavi range. And then this could be... yeah, so all of this stuff is it's a bit challenging to get out here, though. Okay, so let's close this one down. Right, and then let's grab ourselves. We're not pausing it, right? It's running slowly. So let's have a quick look here. So if I said, and it's not aluminum, where would we find it? Ah, here we go. Nuclear under advanced industry. So uranium mines. Okay, the uranium mine over here could yield a little bit. Yeah, we are not in good shape to collect to mine uranium in a lot of locations. We do, however, have a little bit of a slither down here, which will be fairly easy to get to. Okay, so that's the option. That's the option that we're looking at the moment. Got a fire. Hopefully Satomic. Yeah, Satomic should be able to deal with it. So we could do something all the way out here. I was hoping we can do it a little bit closer. Where is our nearest uranium? So it seems over here somewhere is about the closest. If we level this out, we could get over there. That is quite a bit closer, especially if we're going to go ahead and process it over here. So I guess in order to get us out there, we may as well bring the rail connection and the road connection out into that general direction. Whereabouts? Well, I think easy enough. We're not going to do anything in there. We can do that. So all we need to do is make sure we're basically running through this middle section here into there. Okay, so let's quickly grab ourselves a tight little road connection. Do something like that into something like this. And what I'll do here is I probably won't. Well, let's try and maintain our reasonable road spacing, right? So the idea is we do this. We continue to apply a spacing. Right, so this should be, just make this as comfortable as possible. Right, so we'll do that. And we'll do... Ooh. Actually, let's do this. We'll do that again. And this time around, we'll bring it in from this side and we'll just go all the way, right? And so that's kind of the idea. Now, what we also need to do, of course, is run a train down here. And so maybe in order to get the train in here, we get these things a little bit closer together. I'm kind of tempted to do that. Let's trim out this big one here. And we'll start basically our road connection through this way. Into where? Let's bring up here. So now we've got this guy. I think it can go all the way to the edge of the peninsula and cut across this way. We could look at another crossing over here to tie into this side, and that could ultimately then cut across and tie back over that way. But I don't know if that's necessary. But I do think we should be running ourselves all the way out to that peninsula. But we don't need to do all of that now. But what we do need to do is find our path to the other side there. So I'm guessing the intent would be that we stay nice and high over here. I'm going to continue to do this, right? And now I think here, let's run it straight for a bit. Let's give ourselves a little bit of room on it now. So we'll go ahead and widen that one up again. In which case we'll now also be running it over this way. If I went straight from here into there, I think that works. And we'll do a similar thing on the other side. And that gives us our road connection all the way out there. The whole thing can start construction. We'll get rid of this. What we'll quickly do, the trick is we'll remove all of these little dots in here. There shouldn't be any from here. We're ending winter. Thank goodness we're getting rid of the snow. So let's make a start on this one. So we're starting the infrastructure into that direction where we can ultimately get our uranium mines up and running. And we'll also have a little bit of room. So anyway, that seems to be a good logical connection there. Now, what we'll also do is we'll just run the rail kind of next to it. But let's make room for, say, so we've got accessibility over here, and we can effectively extend that into this area. So let's just make room for one more little spot somewhere over here. Yeah, we can ultimately run up here, up there if we need to, and cut across if we so chose to do that. So let's give ourselves a little bit of room right in the middle here somewhere. Actually, probably move it in something like this. So it's kind of on this level here. And my intent would be to do something like this. And then we'll do something like that. And I thought I could get rid of this. And then I just want to do that. Right? I think, yeah, that seems pretty logical, right? And so what we'll do is we'll tie that one in there. We'll hopefully be able to, I think we'll be able to get rid of this one. Yes, we can. And, well, while we're at it, we'll get rid of that one. And now we'll tie in. How can we do this? Is this better? No, I do it from the other side. So we'll do this and we'll do that. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Similarly, we will bring this one nice and close here. Something like that. Bring that one. Yeah, something like this should be okay. Yeah, that's beautiful. I like it. Now, let's quickly remove all of those little spots. I think we can get rid of that one. I can get rid of this, that, and that. Beautiful. So now we've got at least a spot where we can tie in some additional connectivity. I'm kind of wondering whether we do something over here as well. I think we should. Just give ourselves a little bit more room. I'm going to go nuts with this. Give ourselves a little bit of room here. This one back like so. Okay, what we'll do is we'll use this side as the guide. It's because we've got a little bit more room to work with. And then the plan is about 100. Like that, so something like that, 100 at 180. We'll trim that one back a little bit, and we will run that. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Now we will go ahead and tie in this one over here. I think that actually makes a heap of sense. We'll bring this guy a little bit closer like this, and then we'll tie it out like that. I think that's fine. And this one should be fine over here. And this guy should be fine like so. I think that is pretty good. I'm starting to get the hang of these roundabouts. They are working pretty effectively for us. Let's trim out all of these little slithers. And now we can, I think, make a start on that. There'd be a question mark around how we give ourselves a little bit of access over here. I mean, we do need some level of access, but maybe we can actually get the access on the other side there. I think that might be okay. So this gives us at least reasonable spacing of intersections so we can ultimately make use of it. So let us go ahead and assign that for construction. We're not going to build it cash. We're going to get everybody involved. Who are our teams? Cornoe Hills, Cornoe Border Crossing. Let's get you to start working on this. That you're not doing much else. So let's get you to start working on that one. That would be good. Okay, excellent. Now let's quickly extend the rail. We'll plan the rail out. Actually, we shouldn't get too ahead of ourselves with this. Now for rail, I think if we're gonna have smaller roads through here, it's fine. But what we'll do is let's give ourselves at least a little bit of room for the rail, right? So we'll do something like that, and then we'll just come in over here. Can you? Wow, it's super sticky. Super sticky. I hope we're not gonna get our crash on here, but I think that should be okay. Right, it's pretty straight, right? We angle it out. I guess if we're gonna do another set over here, well, let's do a bit of a straight line connection through there, and then what we'll try and do is we'll do a bit of a connection all the way out here. Okay. So you give yourself this little straight line segments, and then it's much easier to do proper curves. To just do the curve straight away is always a challenge. So you do the straight sections, and then you tie the curves together. Similarly, even this should now be a pretty nice little S curve to get us there. I tend to try and extend it as much as I can. What we could do is we could bring this straight line a little closer here. So let's just straight line it in a little bit more, and then we'll try and tie it in with a bit of an S curve. Yeah, that looks a little bit more natural. So a little bit of an S curve to get us there. That should get us towards this direction. Now what we'll do is let's I think what I'm going to do here is let's add an extra little road segment. Oh, hang on, buddies. Let's get rid of you two. Okay. Now grab ourselves an extra little road segment to to run in here. Okay. And then the plan is directly next to that, I will run our rail connection. This is just to do a little bit of spacing work in this area. So we'll get rid of that guy, and that's going to be our straight section here. Now, I do wonder if we've got enough room to maneuver this guy. I think we do. It's actually looking pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable in terms of that accessibility. Now, we just do still need to figure out how we're going to do the rest of this. But I guess with the rail, you can just get the main line going straight away, and it'll all do its thing. Now, we can get rid of these guys because we're a little bit done with that for now. We'll grab our trains, which should not be needing to do anything at the moment. Are we not, hang on, are we not delivering workers here? Let's just have a quick look at the situation. Oh, there should be, yeah, here it comes, a worker train coming in here now. It is a little bit awkward, though, if we don't have them. Look at these guys being replaced already. Lots of workers making around there. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll make a start on the construction activities over here. There and there. You should be able to do that. Oh, what I did want to do, however, is well, for these it's slightly less of an issue. Let's just do that. So we don't want them to be running big, long chunks all the time because they do get a little bit problematic. Yeah, so something like that. We'll just do a few different spots. I'll get rid of these in here as well. So a few different longish sections. Yeah, should be fine. Should be fine. Okay. Okay, beautiful. So that gives us at least some infrastructure heading in the direction of Patov over here. I like the name Patov as our uranium mine. So our scientists have found it, and we are heading out there to at least maximize what we can get from a money point of view. Now, let's have a quick look at what's going on everywhere, because presumably, who's building this? We do have Lesa Construction Crews building this, and to be honest, they will be finished with it fairly soon. Okay, and I'm guessing on this side, no, still construction underway over here. If we go underneath, oh, that's already done. But this is still underway. Okay, anyway, that should be fine. Now, I just wanted to, let's speed things up a little bit while I quickly have a look if everybody is working. They're working. We actually do have a couple of trains that we could potentially go and export and just bolster our money a little bit. And I think the idea is let's do that. So grab me the train that has a route assigned to it. Am I paused? Yeah, I'm paused. Grab me this guy, say make a start. Go and run the run and sell these two guys quickly. That'll give us up to about 16, 17 million at least. Like how much action and activity we have going on over here. Do we have workers at all of these facilities? We've got workers here that can't export anything, but the workers are there nonetheless. So I guess the shuffling of the lines has resulted in at least some improvements to what we're seeing. We cannot export mixed wastes. Let's have a bit of a look at that. So mixed waste over here has a bit of an issue for it. And did we not have someone running these around? We have them over here. And from the scrapping facility, you're picking up all of this stuff to tie in. But I guess you don't have anybody taking these things just over there. Interesting. So this is not being picked up by, let's say, a technical services officers, right? Even if we increase the range? No, it's not. So basically we need a little vehicle in here, at least. So can we grab a waste truck? At least a waste truck. Yeah, we can. Grab... Yeah, one waste truck should honestly be enough, right? So let's grab one waste truck from our stores. Pop the truck in there. And what you're picking up here, you'll also be picking up some waste. So let's start playing it. And then what we'll also need to do is we'll need to say, guys, you need to also assign, let's pause it while we click that one there. You need to assign it for us over here and just go ahead and unload. Definitely not doing that, right? So let's pick up all of those, but don't pick up that one. And then once you get the vehicle here, we should be able to make sure you get your mixed waste delivered in this general area. Let's just wait for the vehicle. It should be here fairly soon. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now you are picking up mixed waste. No, not there. Not there. You are picking up mixed waste over here. Yeah, guys, come on. You will be adding this to the mix. Let's go all the way down. And here you will be, well, picking up whatever you can. And at the mixed waste drop, you'll be dropping mixed waste, right? Mixed waste is going there. And you are picking up mixed waste over here. So if I unpause, you should immediately go and make a run for it. Probably getting fuel first, and then you should start working. Okay. There we go. So that's that. We've got nice, huge... Oh, beautiful. This is so beautiful. I love seeing all of this coal ready to go. And we should have workers, full steam workers everywhere. Absolutely brilliant. If we make a bit of a look over here, what is going on here? Just have a quick look. Ooh, we are starting to see... No, that's just ash. I'm a little worried if we start seeing some biological waste items in here. But for now, I'm not going to be too worried by it. But it could be a worry. These guys have fairly few workers. This is a reconstruction. What is this? What is this? Stored vehicles? New and used? Is that new? Lots of workers being dropped off. Where are all of them going? You're seeing a fair bit of waste being generated over here, and it does make me a little bit worried about all of these things. But for now, it's okay. This guy is unloading probably slowly due to this being under reconstruction. But I guess we're in reasonable position. It is moving, so that should be good. Over here we have, yeah, absolutely. We can really speed this up with some more workers here. I'm kind of wondering, how many trains do we have on this line here? 2 trains, no? 2 trains. It's actually actively running on the line. This guy was empty? No, it wasn't. Here they come. But yeah, we're struggling to get a reasonable number of workers here. So we should go and have a bit of a look over here. I mean, there are workers here, but yeah, I think we've got not enough workers doing their thing. So let's have a quick look. Can we add one more of these big boys? I think if we add one more of these big boys should be okay. Gives us a lot more workers, and I think we've got all the infrastructure here. We just need to check one thing. Do we have reasonable capacity on things like power? This one is completely maxed out, right? So if we have a look here, who's getting power where? You've crossed 2 of them. This one is maxed out as well. So I guess if we were going to do that, we need to just have a look at adding some extra power to the mix. So we would be looking at some of these options. I think we have power readily available to tie in. Okay. This guy should have capacity, and I believe we have reasonable amounts of water here as well. So let us start by adding a couple of extra big buildings in here. So this guy, there's 300. That is what we've built is 330, right? Oh, no, no, it's not the same. What is this one? 593? Wow. Where do we have the 593s? But yeah, we need to be cautious with these big ones. But maybe another one right over there could be pretty useful to us. So let's just find that one. 593. Must be a modded one, right? It's not one of these. 593. Oh, yeah, that's this one. It's the, yeah, okay, well, fine. We'll do another 593 right over here. It should be completely feasible. We're tying in directly to the little paths here. So we should be pretty good. We should be able to get the workers to the train station pretty effectively. Let's do that. Let's bring in another one of these guys that we will need to expand our electricity distribution in that area. What I'll do is I'll do that. I'll pay for that little sliver so at least we can get maybe the lesser construction officers to come and start work here. At the same time, we will tie this one in and I'll pay for that little slither as well. Just so we immediately have some access there. And then what we can do, mind you, is let's add a few of these for good measure, right? I just think it makes sense. So let's add a few of those in there for a little bit of good measure to get people to the train station a little bit quicker, more effectively. So, okay, so this is going to start over here. We do need to make sure that we've got like reasonable amounts of water and things here. This is an underground water reservoir. But I think first things first, did we have access to heating? How much room on the heating? Not. This is the issue. We don't have heating over here, not additional heating. Heating is only on the one side. Do we have any other heating? Who is this guy heating? Is it heating everybody? Ooh, okay. Okay, we may have to have a bit of a look at that. But in the first instance, let's just get the power sorted. Over here, I guess. I guess we can just run it. But we'll just do it directly over here, right? Right next to the building. I think that should be fine. We'll go ahead and give it a go. We'll get it on there. And then at the same time, I wanted to actually assign some construction to it. But what we'll do is we'll go ahead and tie that one in. And then I'll just get the lesser guys to come and do this, right? And come and do that. So, and what we can also do is we can assign the helicopters to come and make a start on the infrastructure there at least. Okay, so that should help us out a little bit. It should have everything else it needs. What it probably is going to struggle with is getting access to this guy. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have reasonable connectivity there. Oh, we might. Let's do that. Just want to see what happens if I do that. Oh, beautiful. That is really good. That is really good. So we're starting work on another skyscraper in this area. We may want to have a little bit of a look at what is going on with our heating, right? This is our heating plant working at a max rate, right? So let's just see. How many do we have? Ooh, we're running 3 of them already. Now, we could add another here. It will start to become a little bit more problematic, but at least, see, this is starting to become a little bit of an issue. Yeah, and we don't have where's this guy going? Oh, yeah. No, that's the right route. What? Hang on. Why? No. Don't go there. Go back. And let's just see. Sorry, that's not quite what I had in mind. Wait until unloaded. Come on. Really? Can we just have a look at this line, please? Yeah. No. Cancel. Cancel. Forget about saving it. Let's show me this guy. Show me the line. Oh, no, we've only got the one ship on it. I'm sure we've got the extra ship on it. Anyway, don't worry about it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click it there and say, guys, wait until you're unloaded, for heaven's sake. I wanted to send you back, though. Yeah, it is stopping. It's stopping. It's going to turn around. Oh, wow. That was a smooth turnaround. Yeah, so I do wonder if we need to bring in a little bit of extra power. I mean, not power. Power is being dealt with, I think. But I do wonder if we need to bring in a little bit of extra heating capacity in this area. Now, all of this is working and is kind of getting there. This all of this infrastructure is being built. So I'm quite chuffed with that. We can assign the helicopters to come and build some of these stations that may or may not be in the way. Mhm. Yeah, let the helicopters build a few of these stations for us. We shouldn't have anybody standing here. That's fine. We should have workers ready to go over there. Okay, fine. So that is starting to maneuver. We have our station over here with workers, by the way. I guess we're not seeing any construction workers being picked up over here. We do need, in my mind, to start working on a few things in this area. What I'll also do is let's just get the construction, the helicopters to come in and make a bit of a work, work on some of these things a little bit. That's already built. Okay, get that all moving so that we can start finishing off the loop. I'm kind of tempted to start building here. But if we go underground, what's happening with our... actually, we're in pretty good shape for this, actually. We could make a start... Just have the 2 running. We could make a start over here. I think that's the plan. If we make a start in this general area, we should be okay. So let's get a few things tied in here. I think for now, I'm just going to do this. Tie these guys all in there. Even this guy over there. What we'll do is we'll assign... Whoa. Lots of stuff here. So let's assign... Why can't you get here? No path. Oh, is that... Oh, it's not built. Well, let's sort that out at least. I didn't quite realize we're not up for it yet. Okay, well let's pay for a few more slithers here so that at least we can make a bit of a start on some of these things, right? So if we get Lesa's construction office there, get working on that, get working on this, that should all be good. And even get the helicopters to play a little bit of a game. Part of that. Actually, we need Lesa in here to start working on those segments as well. So if we go back underground, we need to start working on this if we wanted to get water out here. So let us go ahead and tie this one in like so, and then let's get some construction activity started over here as well. Beautiful. So let's do that. Let's make sure to... That one is not under construction yet. Give me a little path up here, please. And then I want to make sure to also assign this one. But yeah, lots of little bits and pieces that we can start getting underway. We've got some power over here. Look at the nice bright street lights. So that's good. Lots of construction activities. Let's also make sure to assign some more action over here. And we can get the helicopters to come and work on some of these things as well. Anyway, there's a lot of additional stuff being constructed over here, but we need more workers out here to be able to fully activate these guys. Now, I'm a little surprised still that we can't seem to get these guys. So these guys will be offloaded, right? And once you're offloaded here, all of them will leave, right? 140 of them will leave. But it seems like they're only just sitting here. Yeah. So I think what I'll need to do, at least as a starting point, what I'll need to do is I'll need to go and assign to everything, right? So we want to go there, you 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 want to go there. Huh? Yeah, okay. That's all, right? There's nothing else you need to work on. And then you want to go over there, right? So that's all of these spots. And what I want to make sure is, anyway, if you're going to split it like that, potentially, I just want to see how it works, right? So I'm not sure these guys will now activate and go there. But my view was that maybe if I do that, everything that's left over will actually end up going to that spot. And maybe what I need, well, anyway, let's test this out first, and then we'll come back and test something else a little bit later. I'm waiting on the next train to come in. Oh, we've got 2 different types of trains running. Interesting. How many people on this guy? 135. That's fine. I don't mind it. Ooh, you know what? We did definitely sell some trains. Let's pause it for a second while I quickly find the train that's running here, right? Running back and forth to this area. Obviously, costing me electricity while you're doing your thing, right? Yeah, running around. So there's nothing for you to sell anymore, and I don't want to sell everything we've got. So go nuts and go back into that area. Okay, that should be fine. Now I'm looking at this train here. Let's take a ride. Trying to offload some people. No one wants to get off because there's nothing to do. I do like my little rail lines. They're so cool. Here we go, coming in here. And I'll close this out so we can keep an eye on what the people are doing. Really? They're just kind of generally hanging out? Again? I thought they'd be going somewhere. Hang on, let's have a look here. So now what I'm kind of tempted to do is I'm just wanting to have a look, right? If at the end of their waiting time, right, do they just disappear, or do they actually, oh, there they go. At the end of their waiting time, they're walking away. And I just want to see where they're all heading. Are they all going to the other one? Ooh, I like it. If that's the case, yes. If that's the case, we're going to start seeing some construction buses coming out. Now, let's see if this actually works. There they come. Question is it quick enough to come and pick up some workers? But yeah, this is a long work day for these guys. I like it. I like it. Pick them up. See, this guy got a few. Okay, so at least this new trick seems to be a trick that works. At least we'll see some more workers get here. Now, what I'm thinking, to try and improve our odds here a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and just, let's have a look at this. Yeah, that's okay. Try and improve our odds. I'm going to do this. And do that, and I'll pay for that one so that at least the buses can get here a little bit quicker. That was kind of my thinking on this slither. Instead of going all the way out there, they can cut straight through here. So I guess that's the plan with that. Okay, hopefully that does do the trick, and hopefully we're going to start seeing more workers doing the construction activities in this area. Okay, so that's looking good. What's happening on this side? Construction is heavily underway here. Our new power is up and running with still potentially too many connections. Wow. I guess what I'll do is I'll add another one over here as well. Just because we've got that, right? We've got so much power that we're drawing in this area. Right, so what I'll do is I'll just do another one right over there. We'll tie it in and we'll connect it to power just to see if we can't deal with that a little bit more effectively. We'll do that and we'll activate the construction and we'll get we'll get the helicopters to come and do this one as well, just so that we try and manage that a little bit better. Now, let's come and have a look at what's happening with our new infrastructure. It should be moving slowly, but it should be moving. Yeah, it is moving. That's nice. That's nice. And the trains are also doing its thing. Yeah, so as long as it's moving, I'm quite comfortable. This shouldn't block anything. Lots of room. And they can swap over, right? Let's just have a look at what our signaling is looking like over here. But I guess I've started making a point of it to leave these kind of crossovers in place so that we can, at the end of sections that we build so that we can continue straight through. Okay, let's have a look at this stuff. All of this should now be up and running. It's got its stuff going on. Okay, so beautiful. So this is all working. Got these new areas in place over here. Anybody with issues? Not able to access our hospital. See? Yeah, you're absolutely right. You can't access a hospital. This is also a hospital. Can you access this one? You should be able to. I don't think I want to build a new hospital for 2 buildings. It's a little bit of a bummer over there. Can we do something? This seems like it should be workable, actually. But it's not super ideal. Can we maybe extend, slightly improve on our accessibility here? Let's trim that one back. Ooh. Let's do that. I'm gonna pay for that little slither there. Maybe we've got more people trying to maneuver that space there. Okay, so we had a bit of a crash, and I have kind of lost this little path here, but I'll redo. Well, I don't know actually if it's actually necessary. What I was kind of wondering is if I go ahead and do that. So that's what's the difference between this guy? So walking speed. Oh, it's a better walking speed. This is even a better walking speed? Okay, well. What we're going to do then is we're going to go ahead and do some upgrades on this road. I'm going to pay for this, by the way, guys. I'm just, so all the way to there, I'm going to do the upgrade, right? So please go and pay for that, pay for that, pay for that. So that should give me the upgrade. And now the intent was to try and see if we can get people to walk all the way to those buildings, and they are. So ultimately that does improve the situation quite a little bit. And so there might be more roads that we want to actually apply this kind of treatment to. Well, this is the first time I've actually looked at it. It's got a little bit of screening. It's not, I mean, it's not great, but at least it's something. Nice. Okay, so that's at least working. So everybody should be getting to their hospitals now. Now let's have I just want to have a quick look to see. Not there. I wanted to have a look at the power. Some power over here. Yeah, so power in this area may be a little bit challenging. So maybe we're not going to go ahead and expand it just yet. I mean, there's plenty of workers ready to go here. is so interesting that these guys are... I kind of wonder, well, it's so they can get out over there, right? Yeah, anyway. I'm not going to be bothered by that too much now. We are progressing. Our money is looking a little bit more healthy. We are building this infrastructure. It'll take ages to get out there. We're not in a particular rush, super of a rush there. We have cleared out all of these things. This should be nice and cleared out. This should be under control. Yeah, absolutely. And I guess all of these are under control, apart from where we seem to have some biological contamination, which I'm not too sure how we deal with, but maybe it's something that we'll look at in another episode. Guys, I'm gonna leave it there. So lots of little small expansion sections that we're doing, trying to get out there for uranium, trying to expand on our workers here, trying to get all the infrastructure in place on this side so that we could bulk that up. And maybe in the next episode, I'll pay for a few things here so that we can actually start to get a bit of a presence going on here. This building is popping in. So that we can start constructing a little bit more effectively from over here and expand in this area. Because I do still think I want to get some more production activities going on in this general area. But guys, anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.